welcome everybody. Glad you're here. Media, alumnus, faculty, staff, players, coaches, ADs, both of you. Thank you for coming. We good? Y'all ready? Oh man, this is wonderful. Well, again, Ron Dickerson Jr., the head football coach at Benedict College, the illustrious Benedict College. Thankful for Dr. Artis, our president. Thank you for the faculty and the alumni for giving me the opportunity to be the head football coach, our athletic director, Coach Washington, for believing in me. And I'm really excited about this coming year. Last year I got in late and had to really from scratch. If you play spades, you kind of understand what I'm saying. I had to bluff a lot last year, but I think I did okay. For being 4-4 in the conference. Didn't have a spring with 99% of my team, so we had to go through the season last year of trying to figure out who we were. We ended up finishing really, really strong. But what a lot of people don't understand is, football is great, but I'm trying to build men off the field. And so if you want to know where we succeeded, I had 41 young men that had a 3.0 or better for the whole year. A total of around 65, whether the fall or the spring semester. We did so many community services. Why are you up here? Because it's the football. It's not, okay? It's bigger than that. And we all get excited when we see them win, and we all get mad when they go across the ticker of, these young men. But at the end of the day, football's going to end for them. And so how do I judge? Because I knew we came in late. I judge it by what we did to get better, to grow. I judge it by how they bought into Benedict and what Benedict really represents. And so because of that, I was able to go out, and some of these young men that you're going to talk to, I was able to get quite a few young men. And I'm really excited about where we are right now. We wrapped up fall camp yesterday. We had some guys come up last night and sing. A lot of guys came up and imitated the coaches. They got some of the coaches good. They don't have me down just yet. But, it's just really great to see the bonding because that's really what it comes to, is that when you have to take 135 plus young men and they all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, and they have to understand what the standard is. Not only the standard for the university, but also what the standard is for the football program. And I'm really, really excited because we've taken leaps and bounds from where we were again this time last year. And I guess that's why I'm not as nervous as I was last year as I am today. Because I don't know what the future holds, but I know we are a lot farther than where we were this time last year. And so I'm really excited. We have some really great young men. I had to replace a couple coaches, and I'll go over that. A lot of coaches were blessed to stay around. Some of my coaches actually, because of, how this tree goes, got promotions. Our quarterbacks coach, Mike Beaudry, left Benedict College to go to Army. And that's what you want. You want to have your tree. And that's a great thing, because on his resume, when they talk about Mike Beaudry at Army, they're going to talk about he came from Benedict and he was a quarterbacks coach. And so anytime we can get accolades to that's really impressive. I lost my both my defensive back coaches. Gerard Sanders, one of them got married and he moved to Texas. I think his wife ended up winning that battle, and I wasn't going to fight that one. But he's in Texas right now, coaching high school. Another one of mine who did the academics and did really well for me academically, Shannon Showers. He was another secondary coach. He's now at the University of Valdosta. So again, when you look at if you're doing things right, that's a plus. When you can say that whether it's a student athlete or a coach, if they're going forward, and I'm not saying that Benedict is not forward, but I'm just saying if they have opportunities to move up the chain, that's a blessing and you're going in the right direction. Returning, my defensive coordinator, linebackers coach, Shea Campbell, he'll be around for you guys to talk to later. Stan Clayton, our offensive line coach, offensive coordinator, he'll be around later. Coach C, Jonah Campbell is our special teams coordinator, promoted this year to our special teams coordinator. He's doing a really good job. As you move down, DeAndre Harris is our wide receivers coach. And I got to talk about this also when I talk about my coaches. Jonah Campbell last year graduated with his master's from Benedict. Okay. Another coach here in a minute, I think was one of the highest GPAs, and Paul Holmes in the master's program from Benedict. So not only do we coach and try to raise men, we also show them the way that they can go when we do that. But DeAndre Harris, I had the privilege of coaching him at Morgan State. He played quarterback, and so he's here coaching the wide receivers. As I mentioned again, another one in the master's program, Paul Holmes. Paul Holmes moved from wide receivers to quarterback, and he's doing a great job. And then when you come on, the assistant head coach who does a lot of behind the scenes, Marcus Spearman, he coaches our D-line. Some of the new coaches that I'm blessed to have, as I mentioned, DeAndre Harris, David Nooks. David Nooks works with the HBCU prior to taking this on. He was a scout for the HBCU Legacy Bowl, and a lot of the DBs that are playing in the NFL right now, he evaluated them. So I said, that's a great move to be able to, and a blessing to hire him. And then Coach Briggs, who's taken over academics, was blessed to be on the national championship team, both of them at Clemson. And so he has bounced around, but he's here also, and he's doing a great job when it comes to that. And so I'm really, really excited about the new additions and the carryover because you can see our team has really bonded into those guys. And so, again, I'm excited for August 30th, and that's when we open up at home. I challenge everybody to come out. Again, you know, it's about watching football, okay? And it's about these young men. And you know, so many people, all this and that and this and that. It is what it is. I mean, if you love football, football's football. You know, and there's nothing that you can change. But it's these young men that got to look up in the stands, because I got guys from California, I got guys from Arizona, I got guys from Florida, I got guys from Texas, and their parents can't come. And so I need everybody that has ever walked on this campus to come out for the games and to support these young men, because they're following in your footsteps. And again, that's when I go back and I talk about, you know, me building men and having a vision. It's not just football. Football's going to be really good this year, though. You know, we have a different persona of ourselves, and we have a different standard. But standard is a standard, and that's what we go by. And so I'm really excited about that. And so I'm looking forward to the season. I'm really looking forward to the season. We still got some time, so I'm gonna, you know, polish up on the little things we gotta get done. But again, from where we were last year to this time, I'm really excited, and I see a lot of progress in our young man and our coaching staff. And that's pretty much it for now. I'll take questions, you know, onto that, and then you'll have some of the players and you know, some of the coaches also come up here onto that. But you know, enough is enough. We're doing what we need to do on and off the field, and that's the blessing. And that's what, you know, I'm really here to do, is to raise better men that play football. You know, at the end of the day. But we're going to do our due diligence of being great men and representing Benedict College, which is a great institution. Questions? Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm thankful because I had no walk.
That's okay. Talk to the AD. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
How many quarterbacks do you have that you feel will be able to play this season?
4.
4.
Yes, ma'am. 4. 4 healthy and 4 to go. You'll hear from 2 of them later on today. And I'm really impressed. One of them played for us last year, got hurt in the lane game, did really well, and that was Jackson Jensen. You'll hear from him. We had a young man transfer in from Chowan, Trey Manley. He kind of led the job all throughout the spring, did really well in the spring. Have a young man that was outstanding junior college transfer, came from, I think, Hutchinson Junior College, Bryce Conover. He's doing really well. And then, you know, as of right now, the one that's leading the pack, Darius Ocean, he transferred in from Johnson C. Smith and really helped that program turn around, and, you know, had an opportunity to go to a lot of schools, but believed in our vision and what Benedict has to offer. And so out of those 4, you know, competition will go all the way up until we make a decision. But those are the 4 right now that, you know, at any given moment they can go on the field and do really well. Yes, sir.
Coach Dickinson, yes, we're with the Booster Club, and we did recognize that when you came in last year, you did get in late. not your fault, but you did come in late. But, and I know it hampered your recruitment and also, because I know you missed 2 recruitment periods, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
And also hampered you from getting coaches too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but, and only that, the biggest thing we noticed last year was that the offensive line, you didn't have the power, and you didn't have the height and the big boy on your offense. So that probably kind of hurt a little bit. But even with that, I think it was a pretty good season from coming in at that time and getting things on the road.
Well, thank you. So to answer your question and having the cycle of recruiting, I think our offensive line right now is probably around 315, 320, about 6'3". Got a couple 6'5s in there. Guys are doing really well. We have one that's a Wingate transfer. We have 2 that are from Georgia Military. We have one that was a freshman for us last year. Going across the board. We have one that is from Lewisburg, and then we have a couple other ones that are finalized getting into school because they had to go to summer school, and they're also right around 315, 6'4", and they all can move. And so, we saw the deficiency. You're exactly right. We were very weak last year as a team. We got pushed around a lot, and so one of our goals was to get stronger overall as a team, but especially on the offense and defensive line. And I think we've done that. Again, going against each other, it looks really good. We'll be able to tell on the 30th, how strong we are and what we can do, but we did upgrade that unit a lot. Yes, sir.
Coach, when would you like to make a decision with that starting quarterback, and when will we know who that starter is?
Hey, it depends. I'm kind of a jokester. I was born on Friday the 13th, so I like to, keep people in suspense, like Michael Myers and Freddie and all those guys, But it's all about competition. Like I said, if we had to go out today, it would probably be Darius Oceans, and then right behind him is Jackson Jensen. Right behind him is, a toss-up between Trey Manley and Bryce Conover. But again, when you have the opportunity to watch, Darius Oceans and Jackson Jensen are still 2 different quarterbacks, but their mindsets are the exact same, when it comes to operating the offense and everything else. And, they got 2 weeks to finish up and figure out what they want to do and, who's going to take it. But if we had to play today, I wouldn't have a problem with either one of them going in and taking the reins. Yes.
Coach, you talked about getting to a late start last year. Just what are some of the biggest differences you noticed in having that full spring and the way the team was able to attack fall camp because of that?
Well, last year I think I had 36 guys and only 15 made it to fall. This year I had somewhere around 80, and after a couple things, some guys I lost into the transfer portal and everything else again that went to Campbell and went to Old Dominion and different schools again. That means we're doing the right thing. Some of our freshmen that were picked, because that's what we were last year. Is we were truly a freshman team. I mean, I went back, and if the transfers weren't doing what I needed them to do, I knew that I had to build leadership, and the way I could do that is with playing a lot of freshmen, and they got experience. And so if you watch them now, they're the ones that have taken the team by the horns, and they're leading them the way that they need to do. But being able to have a full cycle of recruiting has really helped us. We were able to sign guys in January, we were able to sign guys in February, we were able to sign guys in May throughout the whole recruiting process, and they were guys to upgrade where we needed to be upgraded. And so I feel really good again about the comparison of where we were this time last year and where we were now. We've had a lot of upgrades. Yes, sir.
Coach, is there anything about coaching at this school, coaching in this region, that you didn't know at this point last year that now you have the knowledge of going into this season?
It is hot. Okay, I mean, coming from Pensacola, Florida, where I thought it was hot, it is hot here. Okay, and I talked to Dr. Art. She said, "Yeah, Coach, it's really, really hot." And I said, "No, it's really, 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 really hot." No, football's football. And some people are gonna look at me crazy, but this is the honest God truth. On Saturday, every team that plays at 12 o'clock is identical. And here's why I say that. Because you can only play with one football, you can only have 11 guys on offense, you can only have 11 guys on defense. And if the mindset is right for your team, there's no difference in the other team that has the mindset. There's no difference between Benedict College in South Carolina. There's no difference between Benedict College and Alabama. Because 22 guys can play and you can only play one football. So it doesn't matter if they all got brand new helmets and all that. We got helmets too. You know, it's just coming down to the mindset. And the thing about it is that when our guys come out for practice, you know, we got a ton of alumni and boosters that are there watching practice, watching not, you know, some just come and watch 2 or 3 hours. They're there the whole time, and they're seeing our guys, and our guys are coming off that field, that practice field, and they're like, hey, how you doing, man? You did a good job. And so the Southern hospitality is what I love, because it really helps our guys. And our guys come from, you know, again, all over the country. We got guys from Detroit, Michigan. We got guys from Chicago. We got guys from Philly. And they're not used to the Southern hospitality, and they're not around their parents. And so that is what I like, the continuation that I'm familiar with. But again, the only thing I see different is it's hot. It is hot. Okay, I'll go with you first, then I'll come back to you.
Coach, you talk about mindset and how this year feels different. Do you guys have a sort of motto or something you're going by this year that you feel is driving that culture shift?
Vision. And it's what I brought in. But again, I didn't know the team last year. We reported on the first day. I had to figure out who was a con artist, who was real, who wanted to play. I mean, seriously. And by the time we got to it, you know, we had a lot, I'll just say this, we had a lot of uphill battles to get to the mid part of the season. But what I told my staff, what I told my wife, I told Coach Washington this, I said, the first half is going to be my spring. It's going to be us learning how to adapt to Benedict, adapt to, you know, this conference, and really become a team. And so that's why I was really happy by the way we finished the season. You know, the number 1 team in the conference last year, Miles. Here at homecoming, we dropped 3 touchdowns and give up a big play, which kind of put us in a bad situation. Yeah. And so if the odds change, but again, I'm playing all freshman wide receivers. You know, a guy that doesn't play because of injury, he has to go in and gets a deep ball thrown on him. You know, we have a quarterback that we had to morph our offense for because he was very, very talented when it came to running and throwing the short game, but people got smart and knew how to, you know, to stop that. And so we had to figure out how to go down the field. And so, you know, that's the difference. That's where we are in today. And so I think we're going to be okay.
Following up on that mindset question, you know, you talk about reaching that midpoint of the season. After that, you all had a big win against Allen, big win against Savannah State to end the season. What did those things do for the mindset for you as a coach and the team as a whole?
It taught us how to win in close situations, and I think that's the key. Because if you go out and blow somebody out and you make a lot of mistakes and you're the better team, it's hard to teach. You know, why were we even in this situation, guys? But at the end of the day, we didn't give up. We figured out how to bond and come together, and we played until the very last whistle. And you know, if you do that, a lot of times you put yourself in great situations. And you know, we were blessed to have that opportunity. And so, you know, don't want to have a lot of those games this year. But again, if we have them and we win, I'll be happy for that. A W is a W. You know, if it's by half a point, 1 point, you know, I will take it into that. But I think really just understanding discipline. You know, when we started off the season, we led the country in penalties. And as the year went on, we started getting better. You know, and again, when you talk about how football really works, it's not just go out there and play. There's a lot of things that come around with discipline, integrity, and how you have to do stuff. And so when you come back and say, this is why we lose, guys, but we're also got 120 yards of penalties, that's hidden yards. And then, you know, how do you expect to win, you know, in those situations? And so, again, I'll go back and follow up with the previous question. You know, as it says, that is us. I have hats. We wear it on every one of our shirts. You know, besides having Benedict on the front, we got Vision on the back. and it's an acronym, and it stands for, the V is for visualize, the internalize is the I, strategize is the S, initiate is the other I, overcome is the O, and necessity is the N. And throughout fall camp, every day we went over what those meant and what our guy. And again, so many people take it for granted, but if you wake up and you just wake up and don't have a vision on where you want to go today, you're already 2 days behind. And so that's how, again, we teach them, is that if you can just wake up and say, you know what, I got to go to class at 8. But if you go to bed and I know I got to be up, not at 7:59, but if I got to be up at 7 because I got to go eat breakfast, you've already started to beat the day. And the day is always going to be ugly no matter what happens. There's always going to be trials and tribulations. But at least if you have a vision, and we brought it from a script, a biblical scripture, where there is no vision, the people will perish, in Proverbs. And so, we stand on that, and that's so true. It doesn't matter if it's biblical or not. If you don't have a vision, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to keep walking into this wall. But if you have a vision, at least you can conquer the day. And so that's how we do it every day, is that if you can win in the classroom, if you can win in society, then you will start winning on the field. And if you listen to any coach in America, they may not say it that way, but it's true. You get when the guys go out there and they get in trouble, you're not winning. Their vision is not on whatever, and I'm gonna talk about Benedict. If you go out there and get in trouble, your vision is not on Benedict, it's on self. And you cannot win with an I. We have to win as a team.
Coach, maybe talk a little bit about some of the key players you have coming back, especially we've had a lot of preseason accolades already. Some of those players that you're going to count on.
I'm counting on everybody. Yeah, we were blessed again. It's those young men buying into the standard, buying into Benedict College, buying into Benedict football. Ty Patterson went to media day with me. Ty Patterson is our middle linebacker. If you look at him, he looks like a D lineman, size-wise, and it's a blessing, And I got to go back and say this, is that, when you talk about recruiting now, I got to recruit 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, because I got guys that got calls from this school and that school and FCS programs, FBS program, so I got to recruit constantly to keep my guys here. That's how that transfer portal is. I'll put it out there. I hate it, because there's no discipline on coaches calling your guys. Be a recruiter. Go out and recruit. Don't pick for me. And I just gotta say that because some of these guys I'm gonna talk about, I've had to hold on to. I've had to, I've had to spend a lot of time with them. But again, the preseason defensive player of the year, Ty Patterson. Ty has also been blessed to be on a lot of the NFL watch list. I'm not saying that to jinx Ty. Ty is a hard worker. Ty is a team leader. Every once in a while, Ty is a knucklehead. He is bigger than me, but I'm faster than him, so I can go thump him in the ear and then run behind the offensive line because that's why they're, 315 pounds. But, Ty sits right here in the front row, and he always looks at me, and I'm like, God, I'm glad I don't have to hit this joker. When it comes to it. Was blessed to get a young man back. We thought his season was over, but again, it shows you how he cares about Benedict. He was here on the previous staff. He played for me last year. He said, Coach, if I have the opportunity, I'd like to get my master's and come back and play. Again, we're winning off the field. He was a preseason All-American. Again, this year he was named preseason All-American. Israel Nwokocho, he plays defensive end for us. I'm really excited. He's also a team leader, when it comes to that. One of our freshmen who carried a 4.0 all year. You can throw it up however you want. In all of college football, not in just Division II, but all of college football, he had the second best. And I'll leave that. He still had the second best kickoff return average. Scored quite a few points for us on kickoff return. But again, it shows you he was able to carry a 4.0 all year. In Jackson Williams, he's out of Alabama. He's back as a freshman last year. And so he's again preseason All-American and All-Conference. We had Isaiah Stevens, and a couple of these guys are pretty much everybody I'm talking about is here for you guys to talk and meet and pick their brains if you want. But Isaiah Stevens is a young man that we're trying to get into the master's program. Hopefully we can get him into the master's program. As you see, I'm going to keep promoting the master's program, and I'll tell you why in a minute. He's a young man that is first class. You know, he is more of the coach than the coach, and Coach Campbell gets mad at him because sometimes he thinks he's Coach Campbell. But I would not trade that young man for anything because of who he is as a person. Has a great family line, and he loves the players. Who am I missing on the all conference? Jason Miller played all last year, every snap for us. Offensive lineman, he was second team. Jason has put on more weight. I think Jason's right around 290. He's one of the smaller of our offensive linemen, but he's still doing really well. And then, you know, you talk about, like I said, you have guys that come in. Tristan Morgan came in from Fort Valley. He played running back over there. He transferred in because he wanted to come to Benedict because of what Benedict stands for, and he's done really well in the preseason. I mentioned Darius Oceans. Darius Oceans did a great job. You know, you get to know Darius Ocean's backstory. It's very impressive, but again, he had a lot of opportunities to go to other places, and he came here. We got a couple of defensive backs that came in. We have a young man that was all conference, came in from Miles. Had an opportunity again to go back 2 miles or anywhere else. Cam Williams, and he's doing really well. Oh my goodness, I forgot your name. You get mad at me because you're sitting back there. I'll come back to you. He played safety. I just went blank. Stand up for me real quick. Isidore, yeah. And so he'll be back up here. Great young man, well in the classroom. Was a redshirt freshman coming in. He's one of our, he's earned a starting job, and he's doing really well. He's a leader out there. Again, like I mentioned, our offensive line, we revamped them, into that. I'm excited about that. Have Troy Hillman coming back, who did really well as a freshman. Malachi Jones coming back. Malik Mullins coming back. Went out and got 2 really good freshmen. Got a transfer, Mingo from Columbia, but he transferred in from Limestone when Limestone closed. He's doing really well. Noah Johnson, freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida, has come in and really stepped up and is doing a really good job in the receiver room. Kyan Kennedy and D. Bell have done a good job in our tight end room. Both of them are young. D. Bell transferred in from University of Memphis. So if you go across the board, I feel really good. We had a young man that transferred in, another safety that transferred in from Miles, Gaither. We had, by way of Virginia Tech and Virginia Union, another safety that transferred in. So again, you question the question about Benedict. They could have went to school anywhere in the country and they decided to come here. So that, shows a lot and shows the blessing of, with us being able to have a full year, what we can go out and get. And they're good players on the field, but they're great men off the field into that. And so preseason, recognition is great, but it's how you finish. And so, I hope we have more of those guys. I hope because of the competition level we brought in that, those guys that are all conference become All-Americans, and those that are pushing them become all conference, not only athletically, but academically. That's a big thing, again, for representing Benedict College and Benedict football. And so I'm excited about that. Any more questions?
Yeah, this is not a question, just a statement. I think that one of your signature games last year was Edward Waters, because I think the time was running out, you were 3 points down, and I don't know if you're on the 15 or whatever, and everybody was saying, kick the field goal, but you went for it. And I think number 7 caught the ball, and that's when we coined you Riverboat Ron.
Actually, it was Malachi Jones.
Right.
Yeah.
The freshman, okay, so I have a tradition I've done since I've been blessed, is one of my favorite growing up receivers was Michael Irvin. He wore 47. So he actually was number 47. Noah Johnson this year will wear 47. It's just a tradition that I've always had. I've been blessed when I was a receivers coach to have some pretty good ones. But yes, I think he caught all 3 of those balls. and a lot of people, and it's funny now because the offensive coordinator from Illinois and I played college ball together, and he said, "Really, really?" That's all he said. Guys that played in the NFL that I coach and I know, it's funny because that game originally started on ESPN2, and I guess the other game was a blowout or something, and we got moved from what I heard to ESPN1. And so everybody in the country got to see Benedict. And I got a lot of text messages similar to what you said. Boy, and I won't go into some of the coaching terminology that they said, but they said, well, you got a lot of guts. I believed in my team. I believed that, we had to, at the end of the day, it's going to fall on me. But if they don't know that Coach Dickerson believes in them, and we had been struggling, at that point in time to make field goals. And I forgot to talk about them, but we went out and got some great kickers. They're freshmen, but I'm really pleased with the way Logan's kicking, with the way Zane is kicking. They're doing a really, really good job. And we had to do that, but we had more time. But at that point in time, we were struggling, and Lucas Wynn was but he was the only kicker we had, so he was kicking off, he was punting, he was kicking field goals, and probably field goals was his weakest last year, kick. And so I looked over there and I said, hey, guys, I believe in you. Trey, I need you to throw this ball. And I said, Malachi's freshman. I said, I need you to catch it. I said, guys, you good with it? And they all said, yeah, coach, let's go. And so you talk about bonding at that moment, that's what that was. It was a decision that we all believed in each other. And we were on the winning side of that. And so I'm pleased with that. If I got a new nickname, I'll take that one better than some of the other ones that I've heard people call it and everything, But yeah, sometimes you gotta gamble. We had the same situation. I was kicking the field goal against Kentucky State, and it came back. The commissioner and everybody, the referees blew that call. I had enough time, and they didn't give me what I was supposed to do, and I protested it and, sent it to the president and everything else. And they came back and said, Coach Dixon, we made a mistake. I can't go back and change it, but you know what? It's a learning experience from that. But, that was another situation that we were actually going to kick the field goal at that point in time. But we didn't. And as the rule goes, if you have 3 seconds, you can snap the ball. We had 3 seconds, but they said that it wasn't because of just the way the game and everything was moving into that. But again, that was a learning experience. We can't put ourselves in that situation. But if we ever get in that situation again, now we know how to, as a coaching staff and as players, how to react and how to get things done. And so, those are simulations and situations that we work on at practice all the time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
You get some players up here?
Sure. Good. Sit down. Thank you, guys. And if you need me afterwards, I'll be here. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I have to do this because I don't do this much. I have a tradition. I say vision. Okay. Dr. Artis says BC, and we say go Tigers. All right. But since I'm on TV, I'm going to say go Tigers.
Coach talked about how this year feels different. How do you guys feel that from a player standpoint?
We feel it more as in we got more of a relationship this time. Like I was a JUCO transfer coming in, and I was really just to say that then I was more just worried about if I did my job right and if I'm doing good. Just to have a spring with these guys, it was like we was working on being not just good, but we were working on being elite as a team, as a unit.
Ty, getting the praise from Coach earlier now, hearing him rave about you, how does that make you feel headed into the season?
It just helped me be more confident about myself, just about being Ty Patterson. When he believed in me, I believe in myself, and I'm gonna bring out a different player this year.
Trying to get that preseason recognition, how much do you use that as motivation to try and fulfill those expectations, and how much do you push that to the side and not get, drink too much of your own Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I really push it to the side because, like I said, it is a preseason world. Yeah, that's cool, but I still got to go out here and put zero on to play football. So I really want to be a better defense, not just a better player. I want the whole unit to win, the whole team.
How do you feel like the defense has developed, especially since you guys got that full spring?
We much faster now. Like, I'm just talking about me. I can read better. I can read the offense better, and we got a crazy secondary now. So it ain't too much to be worried about. I get to really just worry about my job, other than let me try to help everybody else plus my job. So yeah, just more comfortable.
You're from the Detroit area originally, right?
Is there?
How have you adjusted now, a couple of years now, to the heat down here?
It's blazing down here too. The only difference is in Detroit, it'll be hot and next day it'll snow. So we ain't got no snow, so I'll be good here.
Well,
How far does comfortability go in terms of when you guys are on the field, just having that extra reassurance of like, okay, I can just focus on football. I don't have to focus on anything else, any other noise.
Yeah, like when Coach say, once we get to the field, we leave everything at the gate. And a lot of student athletes, once we pass that gate and get on the field, that's our piece. So once we get the piece, it's just be like, this is me, this is what I'm supposed to do. So that's how it is.
who on the offensive side of the ball has been impressing you so far in practice?
It's a couple. I don't really like them on offense.
Who's been driving you crazy?
It's a couple people that I got the running back. I got TJ. We got number 12 this year. He a little problem. We got both of the QBs. Jack a little problem too. And Oceans, he definitely can sling for sure.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
What's the balance been between competition but also teamwork?
Really, it's just been mainly teamwork for real. We know it's a competition at the end of the day, but we all know it's a collective group. As a collective group, that we need to help each other out. So that's been really good.
What's the transition been like for you coming to Benedict?
It's been a pretty smooth transition. I got here. Well, I talked to the coaches in May, and then I got here in like middle of June, I'd say. So just lifting with some of the players, talking with some of the players in June, and then going into fall camp ready. It's been pretty smooth.
What made Benedict the right school for you?
Like Coach D said, it's all about vision. And when I was on the phone with him, I could just see the vision. And then you go on the roster and you look at the players, it's like, okay, you could see that they were just like one piece away, I'd say, from doing a really good job. So we got receivers like Troy, Jackson, Lee, all them guys. So it's gonna be pretty fun this year.
And what do you envision for this offense and for this team this year?
A lot of points.
I like that.
What makes you excited to play with some of those guys you just mentioned?
I mean, they're fast. I'll say that. Like speed, I haven't seen speed like this in a long time. So they're really fast. They know how to get open. It's just they know how to get open. They got big receivers as well. So it's gonna be good.
You guys won many games up at Smith last year.
Sir?
You guys won a lot of games at Johnson Smith last year.
Yes, sir. A little bit.
Y'all was looking real good.
Yes, sir.
Were you the starting quarterback?
Yes, sir. I was a starter. Yes, sir.
Started. It's good to have you here, man.
Coach kind of teased it a little bit. He said, once we hear your story, what's that all about?
I mean, I would say I'm somewhat like a journeyman. Like I've been to 4 different schools. I've been to West Kentucky out of high school. Then I went to Valdosta State, and then I went to Johnson C. Smith, and now I'm here. So just a long ride, but I'm happy to be here.
What have you learned as a quarterback, as a person throughout that journey going all over?
I've learned how to really play the game of quarterbacks. Every person I've sat behind is in the NFL right now, or has been able to go to the NFL. So just watching the quarterbacks behind me, just sitting back, just listening and watching them, has been really fun to watch.
Can you name those guys if you have them off the top of your head?
Bailey Zappi, Austin Reed, and Samuel Edwards. He got invited to the New York Giants camp.
Thank you.
How fast do you run?
I'm not that fast. I'm more quick than anything. Trey Simmons, the quarterback last year, 30,000 times faster than me. I just know how to throw the ball a little bit.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Israel Nwokachop.
They're doing all the early numbers. The same spot. It's great.
Actually doing the entire roster.
Julia, he's one of the few people left from the 23 championship team.
Well, let me start off with this. Knowing that you know how that feels, how does that drive you to get this team back to what it was like that year?
Feels real good. I want to do whatever it takes to help my team get better. So knowing that feeling, I want to feel it again, definitely. So I'm listening to follow the vision that Coach Dixon provides. One step at a time.
What do you think it'll take to get back to the top?
Just the whole team buying in to the program and listening to Coach D, because he'll never lead us the wrong way. Just everybody follow the leaders. Just keep winning. That's all I got to say.
What excites you about what this defense can do this year?
We gonna make plays. Love making plays. That's really it. We're just gonna make a lot of plays. I like a lot of shutouts. I don't like keeping the offensive scoring on us. So that's the biggest. That's what's exciting.
What's your? Oh, go ahead.
What type of transformation have you seen from this team between the spring and fall?
The biggest transformation is a lot more guys buying in and wanting to actually see the team grow and get better each day. So get 1% better each day. That's all.
Said you guys are gonna make plays. What's your favorite kind of play? Do you like a sack?
I love
what do you like?
D-lineman, so I'm a sack guy. You know what I'm saying? I love getting sacks, TFLs, strip sacks, anything to make the band strike up. So that's all.
I see the smile on your face. What brings you joy in life?
Football. I love football. I love D-line, I love linebackers, love safety, love corners, everything. Everything defense, making plays, everything. It just makes me happy.
Well, as a booster club, we really appreciate you staying here because a lot of guys did leave when the coach left us. Thank you very much for staying with us.
What number are you gonna wear?
Number 1 this year.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Jackson Jensen, another one of our quarterbacks. Yeah. He played a lot last year as a true freshman before getting hurt, but he's been rehabbing and back on the field.
Well, Jack's first question: How are you feeling going into this year on the rehab and everything?
I feel great. I feel like the injury last year was just a testament to my faith in God, and I feel like He did that for a reason. I stayed around the team or whatever when I got hurt. I feel like that just helped me bond with the team, where just being on the sideline, especially in spring practices. We're out there at 5 a.m. It's 30, 20 degrees outside. I'm out there on my crutches, but just staying around the team and being closer, and everybody, having support from, Ty, a lot of the older guys on the team helped me keep going, helping me, them telling me, hey man, just keep going, next year, we're going to go win this thing. So, just them, supporting me with on my journey, and not just leaving me in the blind when I got hurt and leaving me alone. I really appreciate that. So that helped me boost a lot with my rehab.
Same question for you earlier. The quarterback competition / teamwork. What type of bond has that been so far?
I feel like our quarterback room was, 10 times closer than it was last year. I feel everybody knows, like how we play together, and I feel as though just our quarterback room as a whole is just like a brotherhood. We're in Coach Holmes' room, we're all laughing, talking with each other. When when I come off the field from a drive, Ocean or Trey Manley or Bryce will come up to me, oh, I seen this, I seen that. Same thing when Ocean comes off the field, I come up to him, hey, what'd you see? I seen this on this play. Just talking to each other. Obviously it's a competition, like Ocean said at the end of the day, but we're not here to speak evil or be negative on anybody else. We want positive. We want this team to win.
From having to be on the sidelines, was there anything from whether it's like being next to your coaches, having that different point of view that you feel like you learned that'll set you up for success?
Most definitely a lot. So the first game, after I toured, I was on the sideline, and then the next game, Coach D made me go up to the box. And at first I'm like, man, I want to be on the sideline with the team, but just being up in the box or whatever and seeing it from an aerial view, I feel like that helped me a lot. You seeing plays and coverages, just everything unfold, and just being able, okay, Coach sees it like this, I can read it like this, So I feel like that definitely helped me from a different view.
Yeah, but before you got hurt, we really saw you play, and you could really spin that ball, man. So.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hope you keep that up.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How fast are you?
I can move around a little bit, but that's not my game. I stick to what I know. I can throw the ball.
Thank you.
Next up is our poster boy, All-American kick returner last year as a freshman.
4.0 student. 4.0 student.
4.0. Wide receiver and kick returner.
Run fast.
I was coming up from the field doing homecoming, and I heard everybody screaming when they kicked the ball off to us. I was playing Miles, and I found out you just ran the ball all the way back, and I missed that. And I hate that I missed what I did. Just,
So you gotta do it again. How do you balance playing and your academics?
I balance it out pretty well. Most of my classes are early in the morning, so I do schoolwork, study a little bit, and then film, and then practice. And then if I do still have extra work after practice, we have time to study, do academics, and go to the library and study.
Live up to your word.
Thank you.
What are you majoring in?
Majoring in sports management.
Coming off a successful freshman year, what's your mindset going into year two? Are you trying to come in on a clean slate, or are you remembering what worked for you last year and building off of it?
I'm coming in on a clean slate. I trust that my coach is going to put me in the right spot, and just believing in my team, thinking they're going to do the same thing as last year, just leaning more on them.
Jackson, to have the season you had on the field, to be a 4.0 student, to be referred to as the poster boy, I mean, how does that all make you feel?
It feels good, but at the same time, I got there because of my team and my coaches. So without them, that wouldn't have been possible.
What have you liked the most about working with all these different quarterbacks?
Oh, I like it. Building a connection with all of them. You got to, basically trying to build a connection with all of them, and just build a connection.
A lot of new faces, whether it's on the coaching staff or for your teammates now. What is the biggest difference you see going into week one this year versus last year?
We're more connected. The team is more connected, way better than last year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have Isaiah Stevens, linebacker, led the team last year, total tackles, preseason, all conference.
How we doing?
How are you?
Sometimes. I do too.
Isaiah, Coach had mentioned that you pursuing your master's was a big thing here. Why is that so important to you, and why did it make a decision when you're coming back to Benedict?
I think the biggest thing really is football ends. Actually, I don't want it to end. You can't play for forever. And the only thing that sets you apart from everyone else in this world is that piece of paper. It's cool to get an undergrad. A lot of people get undergrads. You get your master's, I mean, you're 5 steps ahead of everyone else. So whether if I want to go coach, or if I want to go back in the job market, whatever I do, or even set a standard for when I have kids, hey, Dad went and got his master's. I mean, I don't know anyone in my family that has a master's right now. I mean, I was the first kid to go to college. I mean, my brother just graduated with his undergrad as well, so my parents set a standard, and it's up to me and my brother, and then my little sisters to upheld that standard and push it further. So that's why I want to get a master's as well.
What's the program you're in?
It'd be Master Sports Management.
Gotcha.
So, sports.
I think a lot of these players, you've been in a couple schools in the past couple of years. What have you learned as a person, as a player, kind of bounce around different programs?
Yeah, so I started at Coastal Carolina. Got to do a magical run there. It was awesome. And what I learned there is how to be a family. Our thing there was BAM, be a man. That's part of what I learned. Learned how to be a knucklehead a little bit and how to grow up. And then I went to Notre Dame College in Cleveland, Ohio. Doesn't exist anymore. So learned adversity a little bit. It's cold up there. That sucked. But learned a lot. Learned how to be a little bit of a leader. And then finally getting to become Benedict has been a blessing. I can't explain or express how much I love Benedict. It's been awesome. Nothing's perfect in this world. But the people you meet, the alumni you meet, coaches you meet, professors you meet, it doesn't matter who you meet, they're gonna look out for you. It's awesome. I love it. So, especially these folks.
Was it due to have that level of care from a larger community as a part of the school?
It means a lot. I think Coach D hit on a lot when you say you have guys from all over the place. I'm lucky enough, like I'm from Virginia, 25 hours away. I get to see my family every now and then. A lot of guys don't consider family until they go home for summer. I mean, I moved down here, so I don't see my family very often, so Benedict is our family, and it is, there's nothing like having someone have your back when you're going through troubled times, or even best times, having someone pat you on the back saying, hey, you're doing a good job, or hey, you can do better. And that's what we have here.
From the football side, what excites you about this defense this year?
Let me tell you, there's going to be some dudes that run the ball that will not be running the ball in the second half. You got Zero over there, he's a maniac. You got Israel over there. I mean, 2 guys came up before me, maniacs. I think he hit it to our secondary, fantastic. I think they're giving Coach D a little bit of a headache, hopefully. Probably not too much, but hopefully a little bit. And I'm just excited to see us grow as a unit, really come together, and our football IQ come together. Coach D having 2, we had a lot of freshmen, offense and defense. A lot of that comes with, and you're not super smart when it comes to football. But in freshmen, guys have grown up, they've learned, they've been in the playbook, and so just seeing everyone grow as men has been awesome.
Diet is very important to an athlete. Do you have a diet that includes the nutrients that you need to keep your body intact, healthy?
So, I know before I got here, I used to eat a lot of junk food, and my parents used to tell me I had to stop doing that. So, what I started doing was I just started eating like bananas in the morning, drinking orange juice, and I'm also starting eating my salads. Like I go to Chick-fil-A, probably get me a Cobb salad. Also starting to eat a lot of more fruits, oranges, stuff like that.
We've talked about the competition in the quarterback room. What's the competition like in the wide receiver room right now?
Right now, I feel like we just got a lot of talent to where anybody can just play on the field and have the same impact. Like I know if me or Malik Munn is
Malachi Jones get double, I know the next receiver gonna step up and also just ball out.
Now, are you playing wide out or are you playing slot?
Right now, Coach Davidson got me a little bit of mixture, so I know depending on what teams we play and matchups, we just gonna everybody gonna switch it up. So I know like Coach Davidson, he likes if you want to play receiver, you should be able to play both, like slot and outside.
What do you think will surprise opponents most about you guys this year?
I definitely got to say our speed. Every receiver is fast. And, I know it's going to catch a lot of defenders off guard, especially last year. This one play we had caught a lot of teams off guard, and I know if we're going to continue to run it, it's going to work every time.
Where do you think you've grown the most from last year to this year as a player?
I'm gonna definitely say my talking, because I know last year I was a freshman. I've always been very quiet, like just very very silent person. Don't really open up. I just let my game talk. And now as a player that's returning, now I'm just a little bit more opened up to each player. Like to see anybody, I tell them what's up, how you doing, like let me know if you need anything. So just more vocal now.
Was that something that like coaches told you, okay, you're in year 2, it's time to be more vocal, or was that something you realized within yourself you wanted to develop as a leader?
That's just something I wanted to develop as a leader, because it's just my whole life. I just been a quiet kid, and I know like it's not a bad thing, but I just know sometimes I gotta speak up. Like especially I know sometimes if someone's wrong with me, I wouldn't even tell anybody. But now change, especially as coaches. It's like a family now, so if something wrong with me, I'm gonna make sure I call them, let them know like what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our last person today is Isaiah Isidore, sophomore safety.
What position do you play?
To be the last one up today to hear everybody hyping your team, does that get you excited to get out on the field?
I just know I'm ready to play right now.
Sounds like this defense is going to be pretty hard hitting, especially in the run game. What do you look forward to about playing with this defense this year?
We're all excited. We have an electrifying defense. You know what I'm saying? We have a great game plan. I love what Coach Campbell giving us. I love the plays. He putting us in great positions. The safeties coach putting us in great positions. Our corners coach putting us in great positions. So I'm just ready to get out there on the field, big plays.
Hearing Ty hype up the secondary earlier, how much confidence does it give you that your front 7 has your back like that?
It gives us a lot of confidence. You know, it allows us to play faster, play quicker, knowing that our linebackers believe in us and they're playing with us all on one court, one band, one sound type thing.
What do you feel like is going to set this secondary apart this season?
Turnovers. We expect a lot of turnovers. We're always around the ball in practice. We expect to be the same way in game.
How do you feel you've grown personally since last year?
I've got my playbook a lot. I'm able to play quicker now. I think faster. My IQ's got better, so that's credit to Coach D giving us crazy concepts and Coach Campbell just putting us in great positions.
What's it been like going against these wide receivers and these quarterbacks so far in practice?
Oh, they fast. They fast. The quarterbacks, they're throwing the ball, they're putting the ball in great places. You know, you got to make great plays to get the ball because they're putting it right where it needs to be.
Now, looking at your height and size, are you playing strong safety?
I can play either one, strong safety or free safety.
Okay.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Thank you.
Coach Dickerson and some of the assistant coaches and some of the
Yeah, I do have to
players
say one
available.
thing real quick, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because I way I'll hold this real quick. So, again, I want to lead by example, okay? And when I got here, I had the opportunity, blessed to be around some great administrators and faculty. And as I mentioned, you know, I've had 3 coaches go through the master's program. Dr. Waymeyer and, you know, the faculty asked me would I be interested in going through the master's program. And I said I'd love to. And so I'm a student now at the University of, at Benedict College. I will be getting my master's in sports administration because, again, if I can do it, my players can do it. And as you've heard some of them talk about it, I can't just lead by showing the X's and the O's. I got to show them how important it is to get that education. You know, me being where I am and having the roadmap that I've had, it doesn't mean that I have to stop there. And so at my age, if I go back and get my master's, they can't tell me they can't do it. And so, you know, again, at the end of the day, football will end. It has ended for me. I hope, you know, I get to coach as long as the Lord wants me to coach. But it's going to be an honor to go through this program, and it's going to be an honor to, you know, being the head football coach, also represent Benedict College with getting my master's. And it's an honor for them to ask me to get into the program. So I'm very excited about it. Like I said, I have 3 coaches, myself. We also have a Fee, who's a student who helps in our recruiting. So we have quite a few, I think a total of 7 of us, or 8 in the football program that will be getting our master's this year. And it just shows you, I really strive. It's bigger than football when it comes down to it. So I had to get up here and thank Benedict College for giving me that opportunity because, again, my schedule is going to be hectic. But if I ask them to do it, then I need to be also able to do it, you know, into that. So for the longest time, I was a graduate of the University of Arkansas. Hopefully this time next year, well, I know I'm not going to say hopefully this time next year, I will be a graduate of Benedict College with my master's, and I will be very excited about that. Coach Campbell, you want to say anything?
I can go through here.
Yeah, sure, Coach Campbell, our defensive coordinator. There we go. Yes, ma'am. I don't know. I have to check my schedule when I get done. I was talking to Dr. Joe and Dr. Waymeyer, so I don't know. Trust me, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. The blessing, though, a lot of it's online. It's all online, so I can, you know, we had them long trips, like the second one, going all the way to Ohio. I have a lot of time to study in between there. And so getting out of church, being able to study and do stuff like that would be good. But again, if I ask them to do it, I can't ask them to do it if they don't see me leading them the same way into that. So I just gotta, I can't ask them to have time management if I don't show them how to have time management. You understand, into that. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna promise A's. I'm not gonna promise that. But I promise you in August, I'll have my master's. Okay? Into that. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right, you will.
We have Shay Campbell, defensive coordinator, linebacker.
Not all at once. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I guess I'll just start. You know, just from where we were last year, last fall. You know, we've made some, you know, staffing change as well. You know, we've done a really good job of recruiting, and really the biggest thing is that, you know, we focused on building our culture, retaining our players, and then developing our players. You know, we are going to develop our players first and foremost. You know, Coach D mentioned recruiting. We're going to upgrade positions. You know, but what we're going to do is we have students, athletes that want to be at Benedict, and the most important thing is developing those athletes that are bought into the culture and the college. I'm very pleased with where we're at. I'm a perfectionist, so it's not always going to be where I want it, but I know we're getting close. So, we had our last scrimmage Saturday, and I know that where we are now is not where we were last year, and there's a lot of growing that I had to do personally. And as a defense, I know there's a lot of growing we had to do and a lot more, unification that took place for us to get closer as a team. So, very pleased.
It's a twofold question. The first question is on the defense side of basketball, what are you most excited about? And I think the second part of the question is from last year's team, this year's team, what kind of growth and what areas did you see the team grow?
Yeah, so I go with the last one. Just where we've grown. Obviously, last year I wasn't very pleased with where we were passing efficiency. We were abysmal to say the least. So to me, that is a glaring issue. We were very good in the run game, which is great. We're going to continue to do that. But with coaching changes and recruiting, we've signed some very good student athletes. We have also hired some very good coaches who understand the scheme and football at a bigger level. And then obviously, the unity that I have with my staff, and the players seeing that and seeing that, we are all on the same page, all communicating the same way. And just, right there, it speaks volumes. It takes us from here where we were to the next level. And now, you look at it and you say, okay, we stopped the run very well. And, now with the freedom of, coaching and developing our players so we can do more things. And then we can still do the things that we've done, and now our technique is cleaner, our alignments are cleaner. Everything that we do is built off of just developing our players. And just the standard is the standard. Demanding excellence, demanding, the relentless effort. They hear me say all the time, like you can't be a part-time dog. Not for me. It's not a part-time thing. It's everything you do, and that even goes for, we have a lot of guys who on our defense are, my goal as a unit is to have a 3.0. And we've achieved that. And that's just everything that you do, you have to be an upstanding citizen. And the only time, like Ty said, is when you go and pick the gates and you go play football, you get to be who you want to be. But it's yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, when you're outside of the field. And those are things that, we carry over very well. So, and then the first part of your question, because I forgot, because I like to talk.
What are you most excited about this year?
I have a lot of leaders. I do. I have a lot. I can confidently say that in every position group, I have a guy who understands the scheme, understands the system, understands what I want. And that's the thing is that we have a vertical alignment of what I demand and what the other coaches hold off of what I demand, and again off of what Coach D's standard is as well. There's a chain of command, and I think for us, I have an older guy in each room, and I have guys that play football for me. And also now have played in this conference, and I think for us it's just, once that happens, we have to be able to, be together. And they probably tired of me saying it, but I asked Coach D to make practice hard. If it's a PI, tell me, throw the flag. If it's holding, if it's any type of penalty, do it, because I want practice to be harder than Saturday. I want to know if you think it's close, well, it's close, and that's what I want. I want a flag. So. And they'll get tired of me, but, our mentality is so what, now what? I don't really care what happened. What are you going to do about it now? And how are you going to handle adversity? So I say all day, so what, now what? I don't really have time to hear you talk about it. I don't want to hear you complain about it. Are you going to go back out there and line up and play again? Or am I going to be somebody that has to look at you and say, I don't know if you can handle that? So, because football's hard. And we haven't practiced really in the heat of it yet. So they'll find out this week how hard football is. And I hope that they can handle the adversity, because I wish practice was harder.
Because I'm getting ready to leave, but I just wanted, not that I expected anything less from your student athletes, but I commend you. You were very poised at the podium, you were very articulate, and you knew your sport, and you knew what you were saying. So, like I said, not that I expected anything less, but you presented the best of BC. Every one of you that spoke up there was a testament to what we got working here, from your coaching standpoint, from all the way down, head, line coach, position coaches, everybody has played a part in it. But I appreciate that, and I'm proud to be a Tiger along with you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else? Good.
Thank you.
I'm very excited again. A lot of guys on preseason list. Very proud of the work they've put in to deserve that. Look forward to seeing them, reach their dreams and aspirations. And continue to develop them. But thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Dickerson, players, whatever, if you want to do any one-on-ones.
Is
or
Coach
whatever,
Clayton
we
coming? Hold
appreciate
on.
you guys coming
Coach
out.
Clayton, you coming, Coach Clayton? He didn't want to, but he OC, he's got to.
Our offensive coordinator, Stan Clayton.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Good. Really excited to be here. This is it's been a fantastic preseason thus far. Really looking forward to the season. It's really finally really good to see this offense work. It's been going extremely well this preseason, and really looking forward to coming season. I'm not very talkative like the rest of them. I just like to do my job.
They talked a lot about the speed of the offense. Would you say that's their biggest strength right now?
I thought we were fast last year too. We had guys like Jackson Williams become All-American, kick returning, and he was fast. Malachi was fast last year. I think they're older, and that's given us a really good opportunity to improve our offense. And Coach Dickerson was a little off with the weights of the guys up front. I heard the comment earlier about we needed a bigger line, so that's what I did. So right now my starting right tackle is 6'6", and he weighs 335 pounds. And my starting right guard is 6'4", and he weighs 400 pounds. My center is 6'3", and he weighs 360 pounds. So left guard is 350, and the left tackle is the smallest of them all, and he's just a mere 320. So, and we got some really good backups for him too. So we've been blessed that way. Tight ends are coming along as well. Kyan Kennedy's had an awesome preseason. I'm really excited about the tailbacks. They've been doing a great job, obviously in the run game, but also in protections and obviously in the passing game as well. The receivers have done a tremendous job, and we look forward to them just continuing to blossom. They're starting to see how the mechanics of this offense works, and every given play, whether it be a run or a pass, they can get the ball, whether we're running the ball, passing the ball, get defense fits. We want to continue to do that, and when you have that kind of speed, it helps.
Were they transfers in?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there are some guys that were here last year that are contributing. Jason Miller, who was, a preseason all-conference guy. He's contributing. It was mentioned earlier about how we had a tremendous off-season. And we were able to get some players in at the mid-year and building up their strength and building up their, their endurance has helped us in a major way. Right now, those guys, they're all benching well over, 350 pounds. So that was a big thing. The real Coach Dickerson, talking about Ron's father, he came up for a game, and he and I were talking about it, and he was like, Stan, you gotta get strong. And I was like, yeah, no. So we made a committed effort to making sure Coach Austin has done a tremendous job with those guys. He really has. He deserves a lot of that credit.
We talked about the speed, we talked about the arm. Tell us a little about the chemistry from this year to last year. How did you guys develop the chemistry and the connectedness, and just playing out that as one unit from last year and going this year, the field going into this year in terms of the team chemistry?
Well, it really does start with the head football coach. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing really does. I've been in this game for a long time, and you know, the culture of a team starts from him. You know what I mean? And then he has to have assistants that believe in what he believes in, and then that resonates throughout the entire team. And he has a vision, like you said earlier, and we believe in it, and our players believe in it, and we walk it and we talk it every day. You have to. You have to live that culture. You know what I mean? We want them to be good citizens. We want them to be good people. We have to walk around them in that manner. They have to see us do it, okay? And they have to see, and they become the embodiment of that whole thing that we talked about to begin with, the vision, you know, have a daily vision. You know, that's something we preach all the time in our meetings. It's something he talks about all the time. And when that happens, that's when, you know, they feel that connectivity to each other, you know, and it's in everything we do. It's kind of funny because we just had, you know, a little team get together last night, and, you know, it was really a lot of fun, you know, and just the team being together, team bonding, and so, you know, that's a really big part of it. You know, it starts from the top down now. You know, that's any good team. That's what it's going to be. Look it up.